morning. It is Saturday, March 21st. I should start over. Good morning. It is Saturday, March 21st. I am getting ready to go out and start working in my garden a little bit. My hair is a mess. I'm everything, but I am working on a full garden rehaul this year. We moved into our house 5 years ago. I built cedar boxes. They've been falling apart for years. And so I have, let me see if I can show it. All of that. That is my big pallet of bricks. I'm going to need another pallet later, but it's been sitting in my garage for a couple of weeks because it got in just after I fell and got hurt. And so I am redoing my boxes. All right, so this is what we're working with out here. I've got a few tiny little trees you can barely see right now, some old garden boxes, and some newer stuff. It may not look like it, but this is a peach tree. This is my plum tree. Neither have ever produced fruit.
What a very pretty.
This is my apple tree. I fear it may be dead. This is my pear tree. And over here is where we're doing most of the work today. We started a little bit yesterday pulling off a makeshift cover and trying to clear everything out. This has been my strawberry patch. The berries just kind of go nuts here, so we're going to keep it. But we're going to be replacing that box with a brick one and then building another one nearby. And I'm going to be slowly replacing all of these. All right, so we took a break, went to Home Depot, got some lunch. Now I'm heading back out. We were hauling bricks earlier out to the back, and we went to go get the sand to go underneath them and some mortar, and we ended up bringing home blackberry bushes, which I was going to get this year. So now I just have to get back to set everything up, and wow, I am looking rough already. This is my nice garden hat. It's not for cute. It's, yeah. Anyways, time to go see what else I can get done. I was kind of hoping to have a little bit more other time today, but we'll just see how long my energy for all this lasts anyways. So I've laid the first level. I'm now going to be moving over here and trying to lay out the second box. That one's going to be 2 levels. The next box is going to be 3. I'd make this one deeper, but it already has the strawberries growing in it. So we're not going to go too much. I'm not going to go too fancy on that. We're going to keep it where it is. I did have the time lapse going, but the wind would not let it keep going. So we'll just have to keep checking back in. All right, I don't know if this can be heard, but I did finish the other bed, and I am starting to just haul a bunch of bricks out here. I don't know if I'm going to get the mortar done to do the other layers, but they all have to be out here before I do that. All right, I hope you can hear me. It is, let me switch hands so I'm not over the microphone. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. I am exhausted. I'm not done in the garden, but I'm done. So I am shutting it down for the day. I'm going to get cleaned up and see if I can spend a little bit of time crafting today. I feel like it hasn't been a very exciting vlog day because I've spent most of it outside in the garden. And you weren't really able to see all of it, but I do feel very accomplished and also overwhelmed by how much more I'm realizing I still have to do. All right, so I don't know if I've had any good or worthwhile footage from today. I know I spend a lot of time outside working in the garden, so I hopefully have usable time lapse from that. I haven't even looked at it yet, but we're at the end of the day. I'm going to work on my t-shirt. I do the sleeves first, and then I have just got a whole lot of body to do. So I'm going to keep going on that, and I will see you again tomorrow. Good morning. It is Sunday, March 22nd. I am up and moving. I'm getting started on a few things. I really wanted to finish those garden boxes today, but I hauled way too many of those like stone brick. I don't know exactly what to call them. I've been calling them bricks. I looked up to see how heavy each of them was because I was like, oh man, each of these is like 10 pounds. Yeah, each of them is 22. So it makes sense why I'm a little sore, and I could keep going, but I think it's smarter for me to split it up over 2 weeks. If I get a little energy later, I might haul some more out, but I'm not going to try to get the entire boxes done in one weekend. As lovely as it would be to have that done, it's just a project that's taking me longer than I want it to. So instead, I'm going to get a whole bunch of other things done, which... Okay, sorry, the tripod just keeps shaking. It really did come down to potentially hurt myself and get all the garden boxes done completely in one weekend and nothing else, or get other stuff done as well. So I'm going to get other stuff done as well. I have some things that need to block. I have chores that need to be done. I've already gotten some meal prep in. I did do a to-do list at the beginning of the weekend, and I've added a few things to it this morning. I know I'm not going to get everything, but I can try to get a good chunk of it. And I think that just starting the next week, I'm going to feel a lot better if I've gotten a lot of these little things done versus just one big thing. And then next weekend, I will finish it and it'll all be done. Hello, it is just the beginning. Oh God, what time is it? 11 o'clock. So I was about to say the beginning of the afternoon, but not quite. I'm getting ready to have a little bit of downtime. We usually do this in the middle of the day. I get to work on my projects, whatever. Everybody kind of goes to their corners. Wow, my hair is... Anyways, that's not better. So I have, just out of reach, of course, a couple of projects that are very, very close to done. I just need to seam up the toes on this, and then I have Batman who needs his cape made and his ears and his cape on, and then he's done. So I'm going to try to finish these, and then once these get done, I have a couple of other things around here that I can work on. I'm also probably going to try to edit a little bit of the footage from yesterday and this morning, but yeah, I'm going to get going on that, and I keep looking out into the yard, a little sad that I'm not working on the garden, but I know it's smart to take the break. My knee is hurting a little bit. My back is still very tight. I did get some veggies roasted for the week. I did spaghetti squash, sweet potato, beets, and Brussels sprouts, and then I'll just add some protein and I'll have lunches all week. And then whatever protein I add will just be whatever we have left over. I think we have like some leftover pot roast, some leftover chicken. So it'll just be throw it in, and it's a quick, easy lunch that I can take all week. I baked some cookies just because I really wanted some brown butter snickerdoodles, and I am not regretting my decision. Yeah, so now it's just getting a little bit of work done on the projects. I've been slowly checking things off that to-do list. I know I'm not going to get everything done, especially more of like the physical things, but I know... even if I don't feel it like it, it was a smart choice to not do any more physical work today. It's just sometimes a hard choice to make. So we have reached the end of the weekend. I'm not sure that I had a very interesting vlog. I spent a lot of time outside. I was able to get some footage there. And then this afternoon, I know I filmed a few. I worked on a lot of projects. I worked on, oh my gosh, I can't even remember all of them now. I finished a sock. I finished a toy. I worked on a blanket. I briefly worked on a shirt, but I don't know if I filmed any of that. I worked on another blanket, and then I worked on another toy. I didn't film much of this because my little one was sitting right next to me the whole time, and any filming of it would have had her face like right in it. And I know you could technically edit it out, but I'm really not that good at editing. I don't know if you've noticed in my videos, it's not complex editing. So instead, I just didn't film. But I did little Joker. So the entire set is completed. I wasn't going to work on him today. I thought he was going to be a lot more complex than he was. Then one of my daughters very rudely pointed out that I'm making these for my brother and I'm going to see him in 2 weeks. And so I kind of felt a little guilted. Decided, hey, I'll just get him started. And it worked out well because now he's done and the whole set is complete. And then I worked on some Tunisian crochet. Like, I have done a lot of projects, but it was also a lot of me just sitting there. And unless you're going to watch like time lapse of me working for like 3 hours, you're only going to really care about tiny clips. I'm going to edit this video, get my clothes and everything ready to start a new week, and I will see you all again next time.